Hey guys, Sahsimon here, and thanks for stopping by and checking out my channel. Today we are going to be talking about Friday the 13th the game and 10 more new features I think the developers need to add to the game to make the playing experience better. The ideas I will be suggesting are things I thought up while playing, some from the movies, some from the playing experience that people are upset with, and some that would just add new layers of fun to the game. As always, if you enjoy the video, do the button thing, subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know what you think. Thanks again for watching, and here we go. Being the last person alive on the map should be seen as an accomplishment, not just another person who is the last guy or gal alive. I mention this because of the new feature that will go along with being the last person left alive in the match. Unless it's Tommy Jarvis, of course, because you don't need nothing, he's got 10s all across the board. Instead, whatever counselor is left alive last in the match will receive a minor boost to their stats. They will either be able to run faster, regain stamina faster, move quieter, or have an increased chance to stun with all weapons. This gives the last player alive a minor upgrade to survive just a few seconds longer to try to make it through the night. This new feature is one that some people have been wanting for a while, Friendly Fire Toggle. This one can work a couple ways too. First, they can add a preference for players to choose which they want, to play with friendly fire on or off and have it find them a game based off of this choice when it searches. A second way to do this is to just add it as its own game mode and have it be like its own separate list. This gives players the choice to play in a hostile environment where you can kill your teammates by accident or on purpose depending on what is going on. Having this type of gameplay also gives players a chance to try and incorporate new game modes in the game as well. For instance, let's say you knock off Jason's mask. Whoever the player is that picks it up is now the killer and must try to kill the remaining counselors themselves without Jason's help. Also without dying themselves from the other counselors trying to kill them and take the mask so they can be the killer. Just a random idea to open up some cool possibilities. This idea is something from the films and something I think we need in the game for fun reasons. A water raft. An inflatable yellow raft that will let us travel from one side of the lake to the other so we don't have to get in the water and make all that damn noise. This does a couple things for us. It allows us to travel across the water without making noise and alerting Jason to what we are up to. The other added benefit for this raft is a new kill for Jason. Let Jason kill whoever is in the raft, die the same way they did in part 4 when he killed that girl out on the raft when she made the mistake of going out onto the water alone at like 10 at night. Once Jason does manage to make a kill with someone on the raft, it will make the raft unusable for the rest of the match. Also, Jason won't be able to damage the raft beforehand, meaning he can't go up on shore to where the raft will be and then just stab it and deflate it before it's been used. This is a cool idea and it's very practical. The idea of this perk is to help give players a new means of escape that is reasonable and within the realm of possibility. Since they have taken out how many pocket knives spawn on the maps, it's a lot harder to escape from Jason's grasp. We know once Jason has you grabbed, he can do his regular kills or environmental ones depending on what's around him. But we, as counselors, never had this option in the game until now. If Jason grabs you and is walking around the house looking for a means to kill you, he now has a new reason to not take his sweet ass time. Because, depending on what he walks by, could turn into a new cat and mouse game for him because players will have a new means of escape because of items placed in the environment. So, let's say Jason grabs you in the cabin and is walking you to the fireplace to put you in it. On the way to the fireplace though, you pass by a large lamp and a button prompt appears, giving you a chance to pick it up and slam it against Jason's head so he might drop you and you can escape. The window for these escapes will be very small when Jason is passing by them and you will have to be quick hitting the button, but it gives a new, reasonable way for players to escape Jason without the need of a pocket knife. Have a few items placed in cabins and some outside as well, and let players have a new reason to pay attention, and when Jason is toying with them, maybe you can grab that button quick enough and escape. This is something I wanted in the game for Jason to use as a weapon because of its use in the first film, even though he didn't use it. I can see now we won't ever get that in the game, so I decided to do the next best thing with it, give it to the counselors. I know what some of you are thinking, that's dumb, it's just like the shotgun, why add it? Who would use it? Why do you think of these dumb ideas? But that doesn't matter. Well, I'm adding it in because it's not like the shotgun. It's more like Jason's throwing knives, but for counselors. Here's how it works. There will be a few bows spread out across the map. One can always be found at the archery range and the other 3 randomized to the cabins. This allows for more than one person to pick it up and be able to use it throughout the match. The bow, however, is not your typical weapon for attacking. Instead, the bow is for the counselors what throwing knives are for Jason. The purpose of this item is to give counselors another means to fight Jason and help their fellow campers from a distance when shit hits the fan and Jason is among the group hacking you to pieces or standing back throwing knives at the players limping away. Players will be able to find the bow on the map and carry it with them like they do the radio. Players will be able to select the bow with a button and attack similar to how Jason's throwing knives work. Players can find arrows around the map stuck in trees, targets at the shooting range, or just any random spot where one might appear. Here is one of the cool things about this weapon. If you manage to hit Jason with it, it has a chance to cause him to drop one of his throwing knives. I'm not sure if I should make this with any random hit he takes, or if he has to be in the process of getting ready to throw a throwing knife. I would suggest trying it as any hit he takes will cause him to drop a knife, and if it becomes overpowered, make it to where he must be aiming his throw, and if you hit him while he is aiming, then he loses the knife. This helps to ensure players will use the weapon to help be a thorn in Jason's side, and hopefully help fellow campers. Plus, there are a ton of throwing knives around the map for Jason to find and refill when he is running low, or completely out of knives anyway, so I don't see what the big deal would be. This idea is something I had thought about before, but didn't really consider being able to do it because I figured it would change the mechanics of the game too much to be possible. Now, however, with some of the things the developers are adding in, I don't think it would be as hard to do, and that being said, able to change the perks around for Jason. By perks, I mean, of course, his 3 abilities that come with him. These perks are different among the Jasons depending on which one you take or the skills you want him to have for the match. What I am suggesting here is allowing us to pick the 3 skills he has for the match. I understand if we were to do this, we could make an overpowered Jason that would have destruction, could run, and have a ton of traps or throwing knives. So there has to be a limit on some of the combinations that one can place upon him, but it would still be cool to allow us to do this. The closer we get to changing minor things with Jason, the better our chances of being able to change everything with him. If that's the case, there is no reason why we shouldn't be able to make our own Jason design. Allow us to pick one of Jason's basic loadouts, such as part 2, 4, 6, or 8, so on and so forth, then allow us to mix and match the parts. The part 7 mask with part 2's overalls, or part 4's mask with the outfit of part 8 and the chain from part 7 around our necks. Possibilities are numerous based on each Jason and the items he has on him. Just allow us to be able to change out each piece of clothing, mask, pants, and any other extras as well. With the addition of Roy's overalls coming into the next patch, I don't see why this couldn't be such a big deal just to let us design our own Jason and, have him to use as we see fit, of course with some limitations on him. This idea I am straight up stealing from the original NES game. In that game, you got a lighter to burn down stuff that was in your way. In this version of the game, this will work the same way. First off, there will only be 2 lighters on the map. Each lighter will have 3 uses total, and it will go in your quick select inventory spot. The lighter can be used first to burn away the wooden planks that cover certain windows on cabins, allowing you and others to now use the window. This helps give you a new entry point in case Jason has broken all the windows to a house and you are running from him. Also, if you are in a pinch and running away from Jason, having the lighter will also allow you to jump through the wooden planks, but at a cost of 2 uses of the lighter, not 1. One of the other uses of the lighter is that it will allow you to set certain things on fire, but only at specific places. So, for instance, the barn on Higgins Haven. You will be able to set it on fire using certain hay bales. The purpose of setting these fires is to try and trap Jason in the building while it is on fire in order to stun him there. During the time of the fire, if Jason gets stuck in the building, he will be unable to morph or shift out. Once the fire is set, it will take a certain amount of time to envelop the house or building. While this is happening, players and Jason will still have time to escape the burning building. Fire will slowly spread around the base of the structure until it covers all of the first floor of that building. By this I mean the fire will start at one point and will go all the way around connecting to its original starting point. Once this happens, escape is impossible from this area unless there is a second story. If there is not, then you are trapped as a player and you will die. As Jason, you will be stuck in the burning building for about 30 seconds. The idea for this being, since you are trapped in the burning house, you can't escape until it collapses and you walk out of the rubble. It won't set you on fire for the match, just keep you stuck in the house while it burns. During this time, players should be doing everything and anything to escape. This is the best time to repair the phone box and call the cops, repair the car or the boat, or get in and drive away in one of the cars. Also, this would be a great time for you to run to Jason's shack and get the sweater if killing him is something you want to try and do. Overall, the lighter is here to afford you a few extra escape routes and as a tool to stun Jason in burning buildings so you can buy yourself and your teammates time to escape. I have been trying to think of a use for this idea and I think I might have finally figured it out. Compass will be an item you can find in a drawer and like the radio will be something you pick up and carry during the match. Since it's a compass, it should be self-explanatory what it will do, but it does need some explaining. The compass acts as a you need this item first and then you need this one next type of item. By this I mean if you find a compass, it will lead you to the things you need in order to live and survive. Not things like a pocket knife, but more like the map, a radio, the gas, battery, propeller, car keys, and so on and so forth. You know, the items you need to live and escape at camp, to be more exact. The idea of this item is to help players find items on the map when no one else has found them or didn't pick them up or let you know where they are at. However, it will work in a sequence fashion, meaning the compass will only lead you to the items you need and in a specific order, like the map first so you can know where you're going, a radio second so you can talk to other players on the map, and from here it becomes a bit more difficult to direct. In some cases, the compass will lead you to the radio to call Tommy Jarvis to help kill Jason, and sometimes it'll lead you to broken power boxes so you can fix them so you can have power to the camp. It can also lead you to the fuse if you are in close proximity to it. I don't want this to be used as a lightning rod for finding items, but more of a, I haven't found a map in the first 5 minutes of this match, and I finally just got a compass, and now I can use this to make up some lost ground. Who doesn't love a frisbee? Why is this not in the game yet anyway? Because no one is as awesome as Sahsimon, that's why. This game needs a frisbee in it, and here's why. Because it's a summer camp, and there are always throwing frisbees around at summer camp. Basically, that's my reason why I put this in the game, but it has a cool benefit. First, there will only be one frisbee that spawns on the map. You can find it in a random cabin. If you pick it up, you will gain one of 3 small boosts to your character. Those boosts being, you can either regain stamina faster, move quieter, or have less chance of showing up on Jason's scents. This boost will only last for 2 minutes total, and after that, a negative effect will take over the frisbee and it will do one of the opposite of these boosts. The second cool thing about the frisbee is that you can throw it to other counselors that are close to you. Pretty much the whole idea behind this thing. The reason you will want to do this is to make sure you are not holding on to the frisbee for too long and you gain that negative status effect. The idea in general is for you to use the item for 2 minutes and then toss it to someone else for them to use for 2 minutes, and so on and so forth. If no player is around, you don't have to carry the item past your 2 minutes. You can simply drop it and it will show up on the map, similar to how the battery or gas can shows when someone else picks it up and drops it. You will not be able to just drop it and pick it back up as the original owner because the 2-minute timer will still run once you drop it. However, if someone else picks it up and then tosses it to someone and then someone tosses it back to you, that will restart your buff timer because of the number of hands it has passed between. This helps players get around better and helps to support teamwork. Another benefit for this item is that you can also use it to attack Jason, but not like the machete or wrench. Instead, you can throw the frisbee at Jason and hit him with it, causing him to drop a player or stun him for just a second before he moves again. My main reason being that if you've ever been hit by a frisbee, one of those real hard plastic ones, it can hurt like a bitch and kind of gives you a second or two of what the hell just happened. The downfall of the frisbee though is that if you do throw it and it misses a player or it hits Jason and falls to the ground, Jason can simply stop on it and just break it for the rest of the match. The whole idea in general is just to give players something else that is not used up the second you use it. You get a little bit of a benefit from it, and you can help other players by tossing it around back and forth for fun, or you can use it, if you're coming up on the car and Jason just stopped it and you're too far away, but you can throw that frisbee at a distance and hit him to get Jason to drop the driver. Well guys, that is all Sahsimon has for you on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you got something out of it. There's a couple cool ideas in there, but as you can tell, I'm starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel a little bit here. So these new features and the 10 things videos are slowly coming to an inevitable halt until we get some new content. On that being said, I do have a new idea for a new series coming out related to the single player challenges, where I'm going to try to tie a story narrative together through Jason's point of view and try to have it be pretty funny. So keep an eye out for that. Until next time, I'll see you guys then.